Good day, everyone, and welcome to the world of the International Fabtalks. Fabtalks is all about experiences of various people across the globe. The rich experience, the rich exposure that they've had till date makes a difference in their lives, and they would love to share their journey with us on the International Fabtalks. For what? To make the world understand that life is beautiful and life has to be lived to its fullest. Because many of us at different given points in our lives or different intervals in our lives, we do feel that we need to end this life. We don't need this life with so much of suffering and ups and downs. We start to question life. But when we meet people who have had a lot of experience on the personal and professional front, we get courage from these wonderful, inspirational people. Like this, today, we have a wonderful person joining us all the way from a lovely city called as Chennai. He's a person who has a lot of experience on the professional front, more than 4 decades. Let's get to know more about his professional journey and personal journey as well. He is none other than Mr. K. Sridhar, a lively person. Even though he is 78 years of age, he is very lively and active. You really will connect and bond with him in the right way. Join us, friends, to welcome our celebrity and guest for today. He is none other than K. Sridhar, sir. Welcome, sir, and welcome to the session.
Hello to everybody.
Yes, sir. Friends, I'd like to introduce sir in an official way now. It's our responsibility to share sir's profile in an official way. He's none other than K. Sridhar. He's completed his MA in economics as well as BGL. And he has his official background connected to the insurance company. That's really nice. He retired as an insurance ombudsman in Chennai. He's also the retired managing director of LIC of India, ex-director of Repco Home Finance Limited. Now at present, currently, sir is working still, sharing his professional knowledge and expertise. Even at this age, he's connected with Tata AI, a life insurance company in Mumbai. That's really wonderful. Sir's personal background, he was born in Chennai and he had a schooling all across India. It could be in Shimla, Madurai, New Delhi, etc. He had his college and post-graduation education in Pune and Aurangabad as well, including Mumbai. So he has a vast exposure to various cities and states in India. That's really nice. Now, Sir stood first in his post-graduation degree. That is when he was completing his MA. He worked very hard to succeed and stood first in the college. That's really nice. He completed his MA in Aurangabad. That is in the year 1967. Sir was born 1 year before the Indian independence. Sir was born in the year 1946. So that's really nice to have him here to share the rich experience that he would have faced, all through these years. Now, I'd like to add more to Sir's profile. Sir started off as an assistant in New India Insurance Co. and at the same time pursued all competitive exams in the year 1967-68. How many of you children out there or the students out there or the youth, how many of you are going forward and trying to face all the competitive exams? Or how many of you are taking it lightly and wasting time? So I think you should do that and try to get a good job or maybe start up something that really works for you and your family. Now, friends, I'd like to add to Sir's profile. Sir, as I earlier mentioned, he pursued all competitive exams in the year 1967-68. From direct officer's post, he got offers from RBI, IOB, and LIC as well as a junior officer. After much debate, Sir chose the LIC stream. That's really nice. He wanted to go there and give his time and energy and learn more to serve the people of India. He joined in August 1968, to put that right, 1968, at Nagpur for training. He worked in Bombay, Chennai, Tirupur, Ooty, Coimbatore, Pune, Visakhapatnam, and finally again at Mumbai. So he has a rich exposure with various cities and states, to put that right. When he retired, it was a beautiful time that he had, given his very best on the professional front. He retired as the managing director of LIC, a post decided by the finance ministry of the government of India. That's really wonderful. And we're proud to have him here today. During Sir's tenure as an important person in the LIC zone or the LIC corporation, you could say, Life Insurance Corporation of India, to put that right. During his tenure in LIC, Sir was deputed as the Chief Vigilance Officer for General Insurance Corporation and New India Insurance Co. That's really nice. After retirement in the year 2006, Sir became Insurance Ombudsman at Chennai. He worked there for 3 years. He has a lovely wife. She is none other than Mrs. Lalita, a graduate. She has great passion for fine arts, including Tanjavur painting. They're a happy couple and they have 2 lovely daughters and 1 son. All are well settled in their lives. And he has also lovely grandchildren who are also pursuing their education in the right way. Sir enjoys a very peaceful, pious, and a perfect retired life. And even after retirement, he wants to continue the journey of contributing his professional expertise and personal experiences with one and all. That's really wonderful to get to know Sir like that. Now, he has heard several people telling something about him. Now, what is it now? I'd like to share that. He appears to be soft. He comes across as a very soft person, but at the same time, he's stern when required. I think all of us should learn that. You be soft when required, but again, you have to be stern when things need to be, in control, where things have to go the right way. You have to be a little stern. And apart from being soft, you have that stern, exterior towards you. So Sir has this within him, and people have really pointed out that and praised him as well for being soft and stern at the same time. Now, Sir is a person who's dedicated and also is a person having a lot of empathy and loves, being the leader of the team, leading the team in the right way, enabling them to carry on the various functions and achieve the goals of the company or the organization in a very organized way. So this is wonderful. During Sir's stint as the managing director of LIC, he was the nominee director on the boards of Torrent Power Limited, Corporation Bank, and ex officio managing director of LIC Housing Finance Limited, a subsidiary of LIC. Apart from that, Sir would love to, add this to his profile and say that the rich experience that he had with regard to his schooling and college, it was in pan-India. It was all, because of his father. The credit goes to his father for enabling him to have a rich experience of Indian heritage across the entire, length and breadth of India. You could put that in that way. His father was working in the Defense Accounts Department and on deputation to Ministry of Finance and Coal Mines, Provident Fund Department of the Government of India. Hence, Sir had to travel along with his father and, get the exposure in different schools and colleges and learn a lot. So if any of your parents are out there having a transfer, so go with them. Do not complain. You will learn a lot and you enjoy merging with all the states in India and getting to know more about people's lives. This is very nice. Let's get to know more about Sir now, how his journey began, how did it all go, and how things are going to be in future as well. What are his plans? What are his future goals? Let's get to know more about it. For me, he appears to be somebody magical. Imagine somebody giving 4 decades and still giving more and more of himself on the professional front, and as well as being a good family man, a good father, and a good husband. So thank you so much for being here with us, Sir. Thank you very much. All of your friends, family members, and of course, strangers who would view this video one point of time would love to know it directly from you. Who is the real K. Sridhar, sir?
Thank you. Namaskar to all of you. I indeed deem it a privilege. I have an opportunity to almost read out my autobiography to all of you. In fact, I'm writing my autobiography. I'm trying to prepare an autobiography for myself. I come half the way through, and this occasion has become a revision for me as to how I written my autobiography actually. See, life is yes, like a stream, how it comes from mountain to plains and then it goes to the sea. It starts the reverse way for all of us. Incidentally, I don't know how many interviewees you have done who were born before independence, I don't know. But I can claim to be a person who was born in 1946, just 1 year before my independence was given to India. And my father and mother used to tell that on Independence Day, we were in Pune actually at that time. My father was in Pune at that time. And my father took me to Mumbai, Bombay those days. And it was all free. Train, bus, everything was free. And he enjoyed with me the Independence Day. So that is how my very early stage of childhood was in Pune actually. Time passed, and then we had to go with him because, as you have mentioned very correctly, he himself was a central government officer. So he was transferred left, right, middle most of the time. He must have been transferred about 8, 9 places in his career. So I had to, he never left us alone. Myself, my two sisters, younger sisters, he never left us alone. And we also never wanted him to be alone. So we went wherever he went. We shared a lot of difficulties and advantages also in the government's department. At the same time, education started wherever we went actually. So in 1952, I think he went to Shimla. One of his transfer from Bangalore, he was shifted to rather Pune to Shimla. He was transferred actually, and he was not an officer at that time. He was only an assistant clerk only. But Government of India used to transfer even clerks to all over the country. And being a defense and during wartime, they were all working in the camps. Though he was in accounts department, they would maintain accounts of the soldiers at various spots. Aurangabad, Jalna, they were all in the background for Hyderabad side. So Hyderabad also had some issues at that time. Revolt, etc. took place. So army was there. So my father was posted to that side, Aurangabad side. From there, we went to Shimla. That's a place where I recollect my very young days, up to age 8, 9, whatever it is. And I joined a school there. Incidentally, it was also a South Indian school, which was run by a South Indian association by local government servants, actually. I started there, and then you were transferred to Bangalore from Simla. See what a north to south. At that time, we decided that I should not be suffering from Bangalore, so he put me to Madurai with my grandfather, my mother's father. And so I landed in Madurai. Once that was over, then I was with him throughout my career till I finished my MA actually. This is the first part of my story. If anything you want to add something more to add it, I can be prepared to give you some more on this point. First part of my journey.
That's very interesting, sir. Thank you so much for sharing that. That's really nice. Now, as you said, the trains and buses were all free at that time. And in 1952,
15th August only.
Okay, only on that one day.
Yes. Okay. 15th August 47.
Okay.
It was all free. So people are flooding to Bombay from various parts. And just enjoy, because I don't know, I don't recollect those. After all, I was 1 year old only. But there's a great occasion, that independence being given to India. Our elderly people, elders were enjoying that day.
That's really interesting. So I did not know that, like, they had the free travel at that time, like the whole of India, length and breadth of India.
The Britishers were very kind enough to us.
That's
and
really
I think Prime Minister Nehru would have declared that let the people enjoy that day as a free day, actually. Freedom in real sense.
very true, very true. Now, sir, as you've mentioned freedom,
Yes.
now, were you given the freedom to choose your career, or did your father or mother push you into it and say, you follow this stream or that stream? You got a lot of choices because you've written various competitive exams. Who made the final choice?
Yeah. Initially, say, as any middle class family would have been there, and my dad himself was in government service. He possibly expected me to go to arts side only, arts and commerce side only. Engineering was out of the way those days. We could not afford those days to become engineer. And he put me in a school in Delhi, where I studied from my, I think, 8th standard to 11th standard, school final we call. So I was more I had more aptitude in art subjects than physics and mathematics. But my father is olden days mathematics graduate. So he thought that somehow I must go in for mathematics. But somehow I was able to convince him that you leave me to the field which I would prefer, where I am strong. See, after all, people have got strengths and weaknesses in their character. So where you are strong, you have to see that you improve upon it. Where you got weakness, you try to remove the weakness. That is how it should be there. By the opportunity you get and threat you get. That's what analysis is called. So I told him that I'm comfortable with economics and art subjects. So you see that you just wait and see how I proceed with that. So I took a Delhi had a very good education system, even those days also. So after 8th standard, they allowed you to go to any stream you like of your own choice. So to satisfy him, I took mathematics. I didn't leave that, but I took economics and geography as my subjects. And Hindi, Tamil was also the English, Hindi, Tamil, three languages were there. So with that, I proceeded. And then once I finished my schooling, I told him, Papa, I am leaving mathematics now. Let me focus only on economics. And I think I was kind enough that he was able to appreciate my viewpoint. And BA, MA, everything, I did economics only. Throughout my career, economics only. In fact, I got registered for a PhD also in Aurangabad. I wanted to prepare a thesis on Japanese economy and how India can benefit. I chose the subject also at that time. Meanwhile, my father said, you start preparing for the competitive examinations, IAS and other things. Don't go to clerical post. So I wait for you till you get officer post. So he allowed me that freedom actually. So I studied for competitive. And I think somewhere your question I saw, who inspired me in, whose inspiration I got in my younger days. So there was one collector in Aurangabad, Krishnaswamy was there, who was my father's friend. He was my inspiration for going to competitive examination. At that time, he was hardly 26, 27. He became collector of Aurangabad in 1967, 66, 67. So he inspired me, and then he told me how to prepare for competitive examination and all. That's why I went on going for all the examinations available on the earth. I used to go to Bombay for every exam and come back and go to and fro. I used to go from Aurangabad. Then in the end, so happened that after 1 year hard work, I got 3, 4 offers. I got all one after the other actually. So as I told you in my write-up, Reserve Bank I got offer, and then Indian Overseas Bank I got, then LIC. 3 options I had actually. LIC was already nationalized at that time. Indian Overseas Bank was in private sector those days. So those days, the theory was government job is more secure and safe than private sector. So I prefer to go to LIC and joined LIC in 1968 at Nagpur. This is the part 2 of my journey.
Yes, thank you, sir, for sharing that. Thank you very much. That's really wonderful. You had the freedom of choice, and you selected LIC as the stream that you want to be in. That's really wonderful. Now, sir, you've been traveling to different states, right from schooling days to college days, even as a professional. Now, if I could put this question, which city is welcoming, or which state you felt very comfortable?
Maharashtra. Whichever place I had gone. Pune or Aurangabad or Mumbai. Mumbai, even today, I won't mind going to Mumbai, but for the economics part of it, it's a very costly place. These 3 places we enjoyed very much, and I learned Marathi very well there. And people are very, easily approachable. And of course, there was temporary issues regarding anti-Tamil agitation and all in those days. Shiva Sena party was against the Tamils because Tamils were occupying, and Malayalis also. So they were occupying most of the government job and private jobs. So some unrest took place for some time, then subsided subsequently. And private sector people preferred Tamilians and South Indians by and large. Barring that, one small spark of dissatisfaction in that part of the country. Otherwise, it's a lovely place. Whichever place we went, Aurangabad especially is, it is the old Aurangzeb's headquarters. Dauladabad was the headquarters for Aurangzeb. So it's a very small place. It was a very small place those days. And the university started about 8 years before I joined, actually. So, young university. And fortunately for me, the head of the department was Kannadiga. So, I mean, that Konkan side person, North Karnataka side. So, I developed some attachment with him. And he only asked me to go for a PhD, and then he chose subject for me. I didn't complete that since joined the job. I left at the PhD portion. But even though if I get time, maybe I would like to do research on it. Because Japanese economy is a separate set of, what shall you say? A system by which families are given importance in Japanese economy, actually. So I like that particular way of running the economy. So I thought India is also basically north to south, east to west. It's a family attachment. Families only are there. So that was the idea why I want to have that in my mind to prepare a thesis on the subject.
Yes, so that's really nice. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you so much. Now, sir, how do you come across as a father? Are you a very strict father? Because we mentioned that you are very soft at one point of time and stern as well. So let's begin from the family. What kind of a father were you to your little kids when they were small?
You put correctly when they were small, quite correctly. Once they grown up, different issue. So basically, I am very considerate to people, whoever it is. Anybody, I feel like considerate for. I like to listen to their problems first without getting into any preconceived notions. So I give freedom to all the three children. I gave freedom to them and made them comfortable, and so that they will not go in any wrong way. Because once you become strict, there'll be an occasion for the child to revolt. So if you give freedom, it is work in either ways. But if you properly take them to a particular way of path of life, they will come cooperate with you. And what has happened to me has happened to my children also. They have been traveling with me wherever I was transferred. They also passed through that same method of education, various schools, a couple of colleges, and my elder daughter, she finished MSc in botany in Coimbatore. Though BSc she did in the Vizag. My second daughter finished school in Coimbatore, did commerce in Bombay. So it's how they also stern because in the sense, if I don't like, my face will show it up. I won't, not in words. My face will show my displeasure for a particular act of anybody for that, not only child, anybody for that matter. And I won't be very forceful in my argument. I will only give a hint. Aisa karo, like that. Don't, should never force the people for that. That is how I thought of that stern and soft should be my character. And all the three have done very well, and I have no complaints against them. So I think this method has worked at least for me and for my children. I don't know. I don't know. I can't advocate for the whole universe, but it has worked for me and my children. And they are happy. And my elder daughter always used to say, Appa, I know what is in your mind. So don't bother. I will adjust accordingly. So that is how the communication goes between father and child. That's how it is.
Yes, sir. That's excellent. Thank you so much for sharing that. As a father, we see you as a very, strong person, showing them the right path. And today they are really settled well in their lives, and they know what path they have to even show to the younger generation, is back to their children. They've learned it from you, and they're passing the family values to their children. Now, sir, I'd like to know about your stint as an LIC officer. You've retired as the managing director from LIC. Now, this beautiful journey, you enjoyed it for 40 long years. I would like you to share all of it with us today and enlighten.
That will be a long story, but I'll try to make it in parts.
Yes.
See, LIC setup is something like this, that I'm direct recruit officer. Out of 3,400 people those days, which will be 3 lakhs or 3.5 lakhs in inflation. Out of 3,400 odd candidates, 25 were selected for the entire batch. So imagine how much competition would have been there. 25 out of 3,400 and odd candidates who appeared for the examination. And once we joined the training college in Nagpur, I found every one of almost alternate person was university first fellow or university second rank or third rank holder. Either Chennai, Madras, or Calcutta, or Delhi. And most of them are art students only, economics and commerce, and a few mathematics and science students also. A mixed group it was. Your 25 fellows reported, and 4 people left because they joined IAS. So it was 21 only. The training was in Nagpur, and it was 6 months grueling training. And because LIC, the one product which is not bought and sold is only insurance. Life insurance, nobody buys in the market. I don't know what is your experience. People have to go and tell that you take policy, why you should take a policy. The agent or that marketing fellow will come and talk to you, or the bank fellow will ask you to take insurance, etc. So life insurance is a product which is to be sold actually by its own merits. Otherwise, people will not buy. So you would convince the people that it is required for your latter part of the life. If you have a lot of insurance adequately covered, the future is bright. Of course, banks are there, investments are there, but life insurance is it covers both the death and maturity. So, in case of any uneventful takes place, the family is assured that it won't be in the streets. So, mother, father, children, family, wife, husband will be comfortable with that. That's all. So, this art of selling was a big subject for us in the training period. So, I recollect all my professors who were teaching us in Nagpur College. Then we went to Mumbai for practical training because it is called sandwich type of course. First theoretical, then practical, then refresher course. So 6 months, 4 months, and 9 months, and then 4 months. So it was a training for 6, 9 plus 4. Such a long training was given to us, almost like the UPSC, the IAS cadre people only. So after this training, they post you at various places. In the batch, next one batch above to us, there were 36 divisions those days in LIC, like in Hyderabad or Visakhapatnam or something. 36 fellows are posted to 36 places. No question of asking where do you want to go, etc. In our case, it was slightly different. They took care of our requirement. So I requested somebody in western side because my father was in Aurangabad and all those things. So they gave me Bombay. And I was lucky to get central office itself as the first posting, the investment department. From where I retired in the end also. As a MD also, I was looking at the investment department. That is how my journey has started and ended actually. After serving in investment for about 7-8 years, my boss told me, Sridhar, you earned lot knowledge in central office. Real life is in branches and divisions, which control the business part of it. He said you have to go to branch now, have training in the branch level. And accordingly, I went to a branch in Bombay itself for 2 years. Then I came to south side. Then I was in Tirupur, then Ooty, all branches only, Coimbatore. Almost 2 plus 3 plus 4. So many years I was in branch in Tamil Nadu itself, actually. Branch experience is really entertaining and at the same time tough also. See, in the 70s, the leftists were very strong in Indian political scenario, actually. So the leftist philosophy was very much in can be seen in the offices also. The unions, trade unions, they controlled the entire staff of the organization, like LIC, bank, etc. Except government. The government department, you can't join a union. But in public sector, you can join a union. So tackling union was the main job for the first line manager, front line managers. You would face them daily. You have to face the staff. And staff will be almost 1.5 times older than me. Yeah, I was hardly 27, 28 years. So all old fellows will be there. 30 years, with 20 years experience, 10 years experience fellows will be there. So how to take the work from them? It's a big job. And there, my original theory, stern and soft, that helped me a lot in getting jobs there. And tackling union also was an art. It is not easy because the union itself will be different grades will be there. The same union group, somebody will be really a good worker, but he'll be compelled to work in the union. One extreme. Other extreme will be useless man, will not do any work, but only shouting. So I have to moderate both these ends, two ends of the union people. So what I did was, one of the strong union men, I put him in the cash department. I told him that you are giving me advice what to do. You sit in the cash department and see what difficulty you face in the dealing with the public. Public also come with expectation actually. And that particular union leader, he was so originally he objected. Then he went there. You will not believe that at 10 o'clock when the office opens, he'll be the first person to sit in the cash counter. You won't allow any customer to wait for a minute also in the cash counter. That is how we tackle the union. And slowly, I picked up. See, we should talk in their own language. You cannot boss over them. So you have to be friendly with them. You have to talk in their language during lunchtime and after office hours and all, be with them and all. And in LIC, one concept is called year-end rush. The month of March, 40%, 45% business comes. Why even 50% business comes? Because March is year-end for financial year-end for people to avail income tax benefit and all. So that time, heavy business will come. So with these people only, I got my work done. And I would usually, those days, no computer was there. It's all on typing machine only. You type out everything and take copies and send and all. So that is how we manage the branches. And Ooty, a difficult, tough area because of the climate and this hilly region. And people will never come in time. They will slip away and come very late and all. So these things have to be tackled with them. And that is how we finished my grade 1 of my journey as a branch manager. Then I came to Coimbatore. I got a promotion as a senior branch manager. It's a very large branch. It's about 60, 70 staff members were there. And there I had under me about 3, 4 officers also. So that gave me a supervisory experience also, not only in the front office experience, but also supervisory experience. So I got in that particular place. So this is the first stage of my 68 to rather 80, 91, 90. This is the 22 years initial period of my experience. If anything you want to ask, you can ask. Then I'll go to second part.
Yes, yes. Thank you, sir, for sharing that. Now, what I'd like to ask you, sir, is what was the toughest moment you felt as a professional when you initially joined your professional zone? What was it so tough and difficult for you to, face, but you faced it?
Yeah, that in Coimbatore branch, which was a very big branch, uh, the union was very strong. And for any silly matter, they will come and garrow you. Literally, they will garrow you. They will stand before you, and then till your demand is met, they will not leave the room also. So there, what I used to do was that after the office hours, I used to make them wait and they come to my chamber, and we discuss. See, the issue was that when the cashier does not come, who will sit in the cash? Because customer lines up 9:45 itself, and the cashier comes late, then who will go and sit in the cash? This was a big issue there. So we went on discussing, and nobody is prepared to sit as a cashier. 15 rupees extra you will get for one day. You will not get more than that actually, allowance. So nobody is prepared for that. Then I had a lot of pressure, and I had to make my officer sit in the cash counter instead of making the clerk to sit there. Then we discussed thoroughly, and we decided that we'll have a roster. We will leave out the people who came from clerical level, from pure level and all. We leave them, but other people there be a roster will be prepared of 50, 20 people, and the roster will follow every. The moment one cashier goes on leave, the number one fellow will sit there, and the next day number two will sit like that. This worked wonders for me. So without any what you call controversy, this problem was solved by talking to them, making them understand. And similarly in Vizag also issue was there like this only. In Vizag, what has happened was then the whole eastern coast, Calcutta to Chennai, they all leftist dominated areas. So whenever the union declares strike, they won't allow the non-members to go to the office. In fact, they didn't allow me also to go to the office when strike was declared. Even a divisional manager, they didn't allow to go inside. My previous divisional managers used to go home. They used to, they will tell their boss that, sir, I'm not able to enter the office, I'm going home. So one such occasion, what has happened was I entered the office, and there are other unions who don't affiliated to this main union. They are not allowed to go inside. And Housing Finance Company is a separate company, LACs. Their staff is working in my own building. They won't be allowed. So they saw to it that nobody, the office will be locked completely. That was their plan. So I entered the office. My first strike I'm facing there. This happens cycle. Every 5 years, the third year things will start in LIC. The 5 years is the agreement for wages. So third year they start all this, they start activities. Moment I got into the car, so they all, they invited me, and then, sir, you can go home, sir, like that they were telling. I took a chair and sat with them in the Shamiana itself. Why are you sitting, sir? No, I want to sit for some time. Any objection? They said, no objection. You can sit, sir. But you can't enter the office. Then I told the union leader, see, as per the government regulations, the head of the office has to declare to the CBI and other people whether the office is open or not. If the office is not open, I'll be put I'll be blamed. So I have to go inside. I don't want anybody to come, but I will go inside. You have to allow me. And after 11:30, I have to inform my zonal office also this situation here. The phone is inside. The phone is not outside. I have to go inside somehow. They said, never happened like this, sir. No, it's going to happen now. Now I'm going to put my foot. I want to go inside. Then they discussed among themselves. They said, sir, you can go, sir. 1 o'clock, 1:30, you can come out, sir. I said, okay. Lunchtime, 1:30, no problem. So I went alone. I lived in 6th floor in the office. I operate lift myself. I went there and I sat for 2-3 hours. Then I gave a message to union leader, some Rao. I told him that I want personal manager to come inside. I have come inside. I want personal manager to come inside. He asked why. Because I don't know if the staff regard he only has got. So he has to come inside. So he was allowed inside. And after a couple of strikes, I made to see that non-members and other union people were allowed inside. Then housing planning company fellows are allowed inside. And officers also kept inside. This took me 6 months. 3 strikes were there. And without any hullabaloo, the problem got solved. But I stood to my ground. And when zone manager came, my boss came, they complained about this. He said, what Sridhar has done is correct. I'm very happy that new chapter started in Vizag. Like that we used to compliment actually. So this is the big challenge I had in my career. One of the big challenges I had. But they all became friends afterwards. And evening walk we used to go together in the colony actually. So this is how I created a rapport with them. So I mean, God's grace is there always, but still, that particular moment, your decision making is very important. What decision you take at that time is very important. So this, I think, is my big challenge I faced and solved also.
Yes. Thank you, sir, for sharing that. I could visualize you sitting on the chair. I could visualize you again entering into the office. I could visualize all of that. You explained it so well for us. You shared it so well. Now, sir, did you bring the office tension, your work stress home? Because you faced a difficult phase, right? I could understand what it is. Now, did you ever bring all of the stress at home and take it out on the family, or you were able to manage your work life and personal life balance very well?
See, fortunately, unfortunately, the job did not stop at office hours. The job continued in quarters also. Once I reach home also, all my officers will come and we'll keep on discussing, planning for next day, planning for next occasion. So it's a continuous process actually. There's no time for me to think of family and home and all. It was all through 24/7 office work only. But my wife was very supportive to me. So once I come home and then start talking to children and have some time looking at the TV and all, I used to have some, and with other colleagues also, we used to go out and talk to them. So I may say one advantage is that I don't express myself outside. Though sometimes in desperation you may shout there, but that occasions are far and few between, not many occasions. And sometimes you feel worried to come to this place at all. That feeling also will come, frustration will come. But I looked at the longer duration. 3 years I was there, and I had very good. When I left the station, platform in my compartment, about 80, 90 people came to give me send off. All classes of people came. My family and myself, they all brought food and all, and then they showed me, gave a send out to us at the AO session itself. So that shows they were happy with my way of handling the thing. And I also helped them also. Wherever some help is required for any employee, I used to go out of the way. It is called bending the rule and breaking the rules in management. You cannot break the rules in an organization, but you can bend the rules. to the extent you require. So for that, those cases I used to put on record why I have taken decision like this, why I have allowed a person to relaxation for something. I take accountability for me and responsibility for me. So that way we managed. I didn't have any major issue in that, but obviously I will feel lonely for some time. Then it should be okay actually.
Yes, sir. That's really nice. Thank you for sharing all of that, sir. That's really nice to be very honest on that. You've been sharing it very honestly. Now, sir, you mentioned about breaking the rules and bending the rules. Now, if you can give us a clarity about it.
Yes.
I mean, it could be with regard to life or in a general term, you can share what is the meaning of bending the rules and breaking the rules.
See, subsequently I became ombudsman also. I returned my data. Ombudsman is a semi-judicial post given by Government of India for insurance companies. What is happening that a policyholder would have suppressed some information in the application form and claim would have been disallowed by the insurance company. Okay. But widow is coming before you. And what mistake she has committed for the fault of her husband. The husband only has filled up the form. Strictly speaking, we cannot pay at all. So, depending upon the case, depending upon economic status of that widow, I used to give ex gratia amount to the customer. Ex gratia means out of gratis. You can't, they don't deserve the amount, but out of gratis I'm giving. Suppose 1 lakh is the policy amount, so 50,000 there, we'll give 50,000. This is called bending the rules. But I'll put in record. I won't take any decision often. I have to record everything in the my decision making note. Why I'm taking the decision? Say, I'll tell you one another case where in I think Pune, I think the development officer, the marketing in charge of the agents is called development officer. He was sick for some time, 5-6 months. He was sick, and he has to take sick leave for it. So automatically, beyond 3 months, the rule is that you have loss of pay. You cannot have salary for that. But he had a good organization. Agents he had. So though he was sick at home, he had a fracture and all. He could not be operating in the market. But sitting at home only, he did all the job for the organization. 3 months salary cut for him, saying that though he was absent, his unit has done a very good job and company has benefited. So this is how I used to make the breaking and bending the rules. And no audit has objected for that so far. They are not. See, what management says that the decision-making authority should be convinced of the decision taken by him. Correct. So once I am convinced, I got powers for it. Nobody can question actually. That is how it is. But one case I could not help in Vizag. One SC candidate, scheduled caste candidate, wrongly, I think the recent Pune case, you must be following that IAS officer case. Ditto thing happened in my service also. He was not SC, but he was a backward community, but he was gave a SC certificate in joint service. After sample check, it was found that he has to be removed from service. So there I could not help. I could not bend the rules because government rule says that if you give a false declaration, you can't continue service. So there the whole family came to me and they wept and all. Then I said, very sorry, I cannot do anything for you. However good I am, I cannot do this for you. So that's the case where I could not help the family actually because he suppressed major information in his application form for job. That is how it has happened.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir, for
Sometimes,
sharing.
sometimes very tough decision, but then you have to take it actually.
Yes. Thank you for sharing all of that. Thank you very much for sharing all your experiences with regard to your professional zone, when you had to bend the rules and how careful you were not to break the rules. You've given us wonderful examples. That's really nice. Now, sir, your children are well settled. One daughter is in London and your son is in the US. Have you traveled out of India? Have you gone and visited these?
I visited London twice to my daughter. US yet to go. He is just 2 years back when he joined there. So we had to go to US. But London I had gone twice. Because my second daughter, she had a delivery of child there. So we had to go 6 months we were there. So we were there to help them. So London trip twice I had gone there.
Yes, sir. So now you've been traveling to another country. That is, you've been to London, like you've been to that beautiful place. What is the difference you see there? How, if at all, the cultural difference or the way the people greet you or the good feeling, the cleanliness, or the environment, what is it that you admire in London? And at the same time, I'd like you to share something about India. Is there some difference or people are all the same everywhere? What was your experience in short?
See, we had to go to London, we had to stay there. So there's no option for us. So it is a good city, very, very well planned and nicely arranged transport system. And compared to India, people travel more in trains and buses than private cars. People are, they appear to be friendly, but they are not mixing type. In the sense, the road, hi, they will tell and go. But still, that nearness has not come between Indians are with Indians only, and Britishers are Britishers only. They are not mixing much. In the same road where my daughter is staying, only around Christmas time, my daughter and family will go and wish them. But they will not come and wish for us Diwali and all. That they will not do. So that sort of, what shall I say, gap is there. Some gap is there. But basically, high standard of living, we cannot afford that. I mean, one must earn very high salary to have a good living there, to have very nice living. And that which my daughter and son-in-law are having, so there's no problem. And people, disciplined people, which I like most, unlike India, they're standing in the queue, standing in the railway station, and boarding the train and all, giving way to others. There's for small etiquettes, but those things we have to learn from them. Basic courtesies, basic leaving others to move forward than rushing and all. These things I learned a lot from them. And of course, a royal city. But one feeling I used to have when I used to travel by train, local train, why at all they came to India and ruled so many years as had we why whatever London is today is all because of our ancestors. Whatever they have done the job in India, they have given everything to UK for their benefit actually. That feeling used to come to me, but then it's the past is past. Anyway, at least in 47 they gave us independence, and then we are now what we are today. So that way I thought, but because problem is, the land is very small for them, and they don't have anything to depend upon. They require everything from outside actually. Food, iron, everything they require outside they require. So that's how they conquered all the entire world. But slowly they have to give up, and then now they're happy with importing everything from other countries. But India is India. Mera Bharat Mahan.
Yes. Thank you, sir, for sharing that experience. Thank you very much for being very clear with what you explained. I could understand the way you said that we have to learn small etiquettes from them, like they allow you to, pass or maybe give way for you to move, very organized with regard to climbing, or entering into the train or public transport. The well-organized way, because in India, you see either the train or the bus, we just rush and push
Rush.
each other. There should be a lot of organization in India with regard to public transport system. Yes, sir. That's really nice. We thank you so much for sharing that with us, sir. Sir, now we'd love to know about your thoughts with regard to mental health. Nowadays, the youngsters are, very sensitive. Earlier, we were ready to take on the struggles, and we knew the struggles would be coming. We knew we had to face it. We were trained, maybe, or maybe we saw a lot of things happening around us. And when we seen that people were in, better off situations than us, we began to work very hard to reach higher. But there's some difference, I think, today in today's world, where youngsters are not able to understand the reality of life. Maybe they want it very easy immediately. I don't know if I'm right or wrong. And their thought process is a bit different. They want everything to happen quickly for them. And when it doesn't happen, that takes a toll on their mental health. How would you describe mental health from your experiences that you had in your personal and professional life with various experiences and exposure that you've had?
If I understand correctly, the generations, each generation has got its own plus and minuses. Each generation has got its own uh, advantages and disadvantages in the sense way of living. For example, my parents had a hard life, very hard life. Rather, your grandparents would have had a very hard life, and our children, my children, or people like your age, they have been brought up in a particular fashion of check and balances. That okay, you can up to this level you can go. Then no, this sort of self-control was there. Now, present generation, what I'm feeling, I mean 20 and less, or 20 or 25 and less, they have been brought up in a very pampered way, much pampered than what we were pampered of. Because of the economic situation, economic status of the society and all. And people are becoming more and more uh, elusive and, I mean, they are not, they are left to themselves. They are not mixing with people. They are not, almost it is called secluded families. See, I am in a 513 flat society in Chennai. Out of 513, I hardly know 50 people the last 1 year. I occupied space 1 year back. 50 people know me, but I don't know all 50 of them. But I know, and out of 50, only 10, 20, I know the names. And only with another 10 people, I'm moving with a daily basis. So this sort of society itself is changing like that now. Previously, you used to mix with people for any occasion, like a weekend occasion or any festivals at all. People used to mix. That is coming down slowly now. And distraction was much less in our days. In our days, listening to radio itself was a power. Oh, radio கேட்கக்கூடாது அதெல்லாம் கெட்ட பழக்கம் கெட்டுப்படுவேன். This is how they used to, parents used to tell. Then we used to, the transistor, older day transistor. So we used to hear when father is away, and then when he comes, you put it off and keep it inside, something like that. Exposure was very less, and we were controlled very much. But now, exposure is so much now for the children, and up to college level. See what is happening in too much exposure to all these public TV channels and TV programs. And the families are also getting spoiled, throughout the day and night they are seeing serials only. So the intermixing within the family itself has come down. The son comes, I mean, I see my grandchildren also, but they want to be left alone. They don't want to be, I mean, they don't want to get mixed up with the elders. Somehow they feel that gap. They should not feel with the elders. That feeling I find in the younger generation. Okay, they'll come and talk, and then immediately they'll retire to rooms. They won't mix with you actually. That is because our children, our parents also, parents also should take more occasion to mix with them and talk to them, and compulsory take them to weekly outings. So they spend more utility time with the family, then this sort of detachment will not come. Now that has come and that is spoiling because of the electronic media and the electronic mobile, etc. All those things. So how to solve it is a big challenge. Yeah? Of course, within this ambit also, there are children who study well, who go to, and the way of looking at things also has changed now. The way in which my dad looked, the way in which I look, and how my son-in-law is looking, they are different now. Because they also undergone changes now. Because too much control also is a problem. And you don't know, you are afraid, as you are indicating, that too much control means they may do something. That sort of feeling comes to us. So some sort of check and balance has to be kept, and you draw them to your life as close as possible, and see that you spend more time with them rather than what you call leave them alone in a lonely manner. If that it can't be bridged immediately, slowly it has to be bridged. Subsequently, once he goes to college or higher studies, then we have no control. So however you control now, once he goes to college and higher studies, he is mixing with people only, and it depends upon what type of friends he or she gets. If she gets a good, and one more thing, we have also obsessed with certain things as elders, that this should be done, should not be done, boy, girl should not mix with each other. All these concepts we are having in the mind. Today, they are, upper Kalamar, they are not any feeling actually, they're mixing just like that only. So I think, and children should be taught how to overcome certain threats like this. You may believe a boy, but to what extent that boy will take advantage of you? That sort of control the girl should have, and the boy also should not cross the limit in whatever things it happens. So this mental, as you're telling, it has to be. There's no single answer for it, but multiple answers. But I think check and balance has to be done. You have to give them freedom, at the same time, you have to control them also. That's impossible. If that is done, I think fairly. So our children, our blood only, our own genes only. Let us believe that they will not do anything wrong. They will be all right only. That conviction we should have. If you start doubting, if you start questioning them and put them in the dock, then they will revolt. So, or my balancing has to be done. This way or that way has to be done. And basically, see, when you see a small child, see how harmless it is. Well, let us, they both will remember till the end, then a thing will happen. But premonition and prejudices from parents also will spoil. So we have to have balance only. But it's a tough job, but easier than said. But that's how society is behaving now. And we are far better than Western countries. Compared to Western countries, we are far better. So there is a consolation we have got now. So I think let us hope. And the company is very important. The company with children, you have to only watch that only. Which company the boy or girl is having. Okay, or Mari, good particular just like you allow them to have some freedom at the same time, you put the lagan whenever you feel like. That should solve the problem. I don't know whether I'm just telling you offhand, not a psychological answer, but realistic answer I'm trying to give.
Yes, sir. We appreciate your views on that. Thank you very much. Now, sir, as a grandparent, how would you like to share this journey? How did you feel when you became a grandparent for the first time in your life, when you held that grandchild in your hand? What was that beautiful feeling?
Yeah, it is me. I come back alive. Through my daughters only, I got grandchildren. And see, it is a great thing, the generational Affection is something different, one step in between. The more you may like more your daughter, but you may like much more than your granddaughter or grandson. That happens. See, you don't feel like scolding the grandchildren, whereas you can scold your daughter. So that feeling is there. If she scolds the child, you come and defend the child, not her, not the mother or father. அவனும் பண்ண மாட்டான், he's a good fellow, like that we say. It's a different, I imagine my own grandfather or how my father used to be with my children. That is a different, it's a different cup of tea actually. That a grandfather-grandchildren relationship is something, because it's product of, end product of your family. So it's something really, when you, as you were telling, when you touch the grandchild first time, you feel elated. Wow, see, I'm now a grandfather now. So that promotion you get. So obviously, it is our own heredity has developed now. That feeling is there.
Yes, sir. Thank you for that beautiful explanation. That's really very nice. Thank you. What is that one thing you love about Sridhar? What do you admire in Sridhar?
So I'm satisfied person. So whatever I do, even though I may have some grouses, I feel that I have done best for the society. I have done best for my family, and as long as my children are happy, my family is happy, and my neighborhood is happy. So that feeling is there. That feeling is there. I think sense of satisfaction and sort of not to think ill of anybody. Even the worst instance, you try to take best out of the person. Even if suppose somebody is really bad, he shouts at you, whatever it is, you try to take best out of it. And you may have some plus point also with him.
You mentioned active. You're active even at this age. You're almost like 78 years, 7 decades, almost the 8th decade starting very soon. There are several other senior citizens who haven't been doing much, who are not active, who have like gone down a little, like slow down a little. What is the suggestion for all of them? How to be active? Because I come across many people who are very active like you, and there are a few of them who are like, into their own shell now. It's over for us. It's time to just be where we are, not get connected with others, just, in our own shell. So what is the suggestion for all the senior citizens?
See, if he is alone, that is, if he or she is alone, is one way of looking at it. Suppose a widower or a widow is there, one way of solving the problem. If it's a family man, is another way of looking at it. So he has to find out, let us forget the first part. Second part, where the couple is there, they have to find out what is the common interest between them, either spiritual or going to films, going to some hill station, something like that. See, people are scared to leave. See, at age 7, even now, my wife will not allow me to go alone. I mean, she feels that as far as possible, we should be together only. But even though we've traveled alone, she has traveled alone, I have traveled alone. But even then, the feeling is there. So we have to make these people take one particular thing in your life, as you were asking me, which is the best thing you have done in your life, and what have you done for the particular person. Try to recollect all those things and try to build up some theory on it and find out whether you can repeat it for another person. If that way it is done, I think you will have a change of life. See, people are frustrated because health or mental problem. In the sense, they are not satisfied with something. So you have to ask him, what makes you unsatisfied? What makes you disheartened? That has to be identified from his mind. If that can be identified, say, for example, somebody will say that எனக்கு income வரல. My pension is not sufficient for me. Then we can tell him that, okay, if pension is not sufficient, you try to do some extra job, some help somebody, get some money. If he's a professional, you can continue a profession, there's no problem. Otherwise, they try to see that you are able to balance your expense with your income. So the frustration won't come to you. Maybe somewhere or you are not invested properly, or you are not taken proper insurance for that matter. You don't have money with you. See, after all, materialism is more disturbing than anything else actually. So if that can be tackled through his family members, I think they'll be better off actually. I also find some people like that. Even when you go for a walk also, they look at a very morose sort of atmosphere. Either their children are not doing well, I mean, they're not happy with them, or they are not happy with children. Some such thing will be there. So they have to talk it over. They have to find out what is the problem each one has got. Maybe with him or with the children. And try to say, after all, give and take. You know, that old film, Abhiman film, Hindi film. Kuch mera, kuch tumhara. Like that, after all, husband and wife both have to sacrifice something, ego or that sort of prejudices they have got. That has to be adjusted. That can be done. I think the status of that senior citizens can be much improved. Or you must mix with people. You cannot sit alone throughout the day. You must start moving people, talking to people, go out somewhere, go to temple, go to church, meet people, and see whatever. See, the more you meet people, your mind becomes broadened actually. If you sit alone, obviously you feel lonely, and that loneliness kills you actually. So that is how, or there are various type of this has got a lot of information for you. Mobile has got a lot of information. Everything is available here. So start reading, start chanting something. All those things can be done. That is how I think we have to modify their thoughts. I don't know whether I have answered the question. I don't know, but it's my thought actually.
Yes.
I get some examples like that.
Yes, sir. We appreciate your thoughts on that. It's really nice. The way you put that, you put it in a very clear fashion, with lots of clarity, how to spend time, how to be connecting with people, and all of that. That's really nice. Now, sir, what about your spouse? She is into fine arts, Tanjore painting, and she's very attached to you. She says we have to travel together, be together. That's very true. Like, most of the couples out there, especially our better halves, they would want this from us, to spend more time, especially at this age, together, and to, make every moment memorable. What would you like to say about madam?
Marriage.
About ma'am, I mean about your
Ah,
spouse, like about madam.
yes, she has sacrificed a lot for the family. Almost now, I think 1975 we got married. Another next year we have golden jubilee for us. Touch wood, God willing. So 50 years we are together, and we have gone through ups and downs in the family. She stood like a rock with me, and but she has sacrificed more than me actually. I would admit that. With me away from the house with my parents, she has adjusted. Children, three children she had up, and from a very paltry salary to now rich pension, she has brought us up now. When my initial salary was hardly anything, because uh, that's how our system functions. Once in 5 years, only we get this salary revision in LIC actually. So how she adjusted those days, I don't know with that income. And Bombay, living in Bombay is a very tough budget matching, no? So lot of I don't call manipulation, but I can call adjustments. How she adjusts everything. And I rarely came home before 9:30 from office during my working hours, except towards the end when I become MD and all, I had the leisure of coming home at 7 o'clock because I used to be on tour most of the time. So otherwise I'll be at headquarters only. So she has been very I mean, I should thank her parents also for rearing up like her. And my children are very attached to her. And a day doesn't go when we don't talk about the children. When something or other we keep on talking actually. I can show you some of the paintings she
Yes,
has.
yes, please. Yes.
Just-
Yes, sir. Over to you.
These are some of the tangible paintings my wife has drawn. This is Shirdi Sai Baba.
Yes, if you could just, yes, yes. If you could just show us a little more, like it would be more clear for us to see. Wow. Could you just share it and say something about it, sir?
This is Kanchi Kamakshi. Kamakshi Amman we call. And this is, can you see? Kartikeya Swami, Lord Muruga. Can you see? Is it visible?
Yes, yes, sir. Perfect, sir.
And this is a gallery we have got in my hall of our drawings. This is Lord Vishnu. This is again goddess. I think I'll show you. Can you see?
Yes, sir.
This is goddess of learning, Saraswati. So these are a few paintings she has put in the hall. I can take a photo and send to you.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir.
Share
I
with
mean, like,
you.
I'm amazed. She's such a wonderful painter
Yeah,
and a good artist. That's really, really awesome. Very, very beautiful. And she's done it so beautifully. I thought they were all like you all bought it from somewhere and came.
No, 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 no. I only we purchased the raw material for it, plywood and painting materials. It takes about 2 months, 3 months for her to finish one painting. And she's a hobby for her. She has started after the retirement only, 2006 she started. So last 15, 16 years she is on the job. And many drawings have gone to my daughters and my son's place. And it's not a commercial, but suppose somebody wants, she does it and then charges minimum for the cost of the material and all. That she is doing as a hobby. But now she's 70 now, so she's feeling a bit tiresome because it requires intricate, painting and putting the pearls and all inside, no? That glasses and all. So now she has not stopped, but she is given a pass, and once in a way she is able to do it actually.
Congratulations to madam. Beautiful. Excellent, excellent. It's really like I'm still in shock and in awe. I'm wondering, is this true that ma'am did it? Or like, is it bought from outside? Like, I was like that. But then she's
So
too good at it.
that is what people are also amazed when they come. So any occasion she chooses and then draws the painting. Some are inside, but I'll take photo and send to you all these photos.
Yes, that's really nice. That's really nice. Thank you. Thank you so much. I wish ma'am from our side, I'd love to interview her too. I'd like to know her thoughts and views as to how she's been able to manage it all so well, and especially speak about her journey with regard to tangible painting and being an artist. That's really nice. So, as you mentioned, like you are going to share your autobiography, right?
No, I started writing. I left in between, and I just I given a pause to that.
Maybe know the title. If I'm sorry to interrupt you, what's the title of your autobiography?
Not given.
What would it be? If you can just give us a hint. Give us 2 or 3 options.
A long journey can be one heading. Hits and runs, and I would like to. I'm not able to give a third choice to you. I will have to work out actually. I'm just still thinking actually what should be there. But these two are come to mind immediately. Can you suggest something?
No, but I like this, hits and runs is really nice.
Correct?
No? Yes, that's really nice. So that's a good message to the society and to all of us. Like, no matter what hits you, whatever comes your way, strike back, keep going
Correct.
forward. Create that beautiful space where you are ready to take all the strikes and at the same time keep moving forward. That's nice, beautiful. Let's hope to see it very soon in the near future, sir.
Thank you. I'm very happy, and I think so exactly 1 hour 10 minutes we have covered.
Yes, sir.
I thank you very much, your organization, and I'm sure whatever ideas given are useful to the other people. I don't know whether insurance person you have interviewed so far. I don't know. Have you?
Yes, sir.
Insurance person?
Yes.
Who it is?
Like, there are different people from the insurance background. They have joined. One is Mrs. Lalita.
Okay.
I have
Okay. So I will like to get them in touch with them also.
Sure. I'll
So we
share.
can track subjects also. So
Yes.
thank you, and so kind of you, so lovely time we had. God bless you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. Thank you. My dear friends, with this we come to an end to the International Fab Talks for today. We had a wonderful time, a learning experience from Sir. What he shared it from his heart. He shared all the experiences right from the time of his birth till date. He's been in the professional journey right from 1968, to put that right, 1968 till date. Sir is very active on the professional side as well. And he'd like to spread this message. All of you be active no matter what's your age. And gender as well. So be active, give back to the society in the right way. And of course, love your family and take care of all the people around you in the right way. Be soft, but at the same time, be stern. That's the great message too as well. Thank you so much. Rombo Nandri, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. My dear friends, if you like what the International Fab Talk team is doing, stay connected with us. Like, comment, subscribe, and share to the International Fab Talks. Don't forget to live life as it comes. And of course, be ready for all the hits and the runs, because that's going to make you who you are: strong, sturdy, and brave. Stay blessed. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.